Welcome back. We're with Doctors Lime and Jaja Rivaldas, area coordinators for EduChild in Cebu, and we were talking about practical examples in families. And beginning with your families, can you share with us before and after experiences? I mean, the benefits really of what did you get out of EduChild and how did it apply in your family? What benefits did you really pick up from that?
Well, used to be, before EduChild,
Yes.
we had the tendency to always tell the children what they have to do. Like, at this time, it's time to study, it's time to eat. It's always us telling them what to do. But with EduChild, we learn to make house rules. Okay, so we say, okay, it's a school day, what should you do? We should study. And then, what time should you study? So we try to help them to make a schedule. So it's more orderly and we're more patient with them because they are motivated to do the things that they have to do. So these are some of the things that we learn with EduChild. House rules are very important because it saves on patience, and then the children are more orderly with their time, with their things, because they know things have value. So one thing leads to another. So these are some lessons we learned with EduChild.
So before it was you were always following up on everything.
Yeah, and then telling them what to do, like no TV, no like that.
There's a lot of no.
Yeah, there's a lot of no. Then we tend to forget that they can make decisions on their own, and we can help them decide for things on their own.
How soon do you start them? Even while they're toddlers? Or is it a different technique?
You know, as early as we can teach order as early as 3 months old. But like all our children have been sleeping on their own since 3 months old, and they sleep the night.
So
Already.
Not with mommy and daddy?
Not with mommy. They never slept.
I haven't tried sleeping with my child in bed.
As soon as they're born, they sleep in the crib.
On their own?
On their own, in the same room as we sleep in, but on their own. Crib.
What's the wisdom for that? I mean, the natural tendencies you like to let them sleep with you, and then I know of a lot of couples, even until now, I mean, even until they're adults, they still sleep with the parents.
It's primarily because of that. We want them to be independent sleepers with no difficulties like insomnia, dependency on somebody there for them to be able to get.
We talk about it during the courses.
And we talk about that during our course.
So there's a scientific basis for that behavior.
Yung co-sleeping is not actually something that the children look for. It's actually the comfort of the parents.
We call it co-sleeping.
They don't want to get up during the night when the children wake up or fussy. So they want the child to be with them. So they don't have to get up. They just it's
a taught behavior.
It's more of the comfort of the parents, not the children. The children don't look for you. They've been alone in their tummy for 9 months without you. They can live on their own.
It's something that we teach actually.
Okay, so there are more benefits from that exercise, from that that behavior, rather than having them.
Yeah.
So it's really the need of the parents. They want to
the comfort, not the need. The comfort of the parents.
Okay.
The comfort of the parents. Yes.
So that's one practical benefit.
Yeah, we teach that.
But that does not lessen in any way building affection and making them being affectionate, diba?
It's easier for the children to start thinking of sleeping in their rooms when you don't go sleep with them early in their lives.
Yes.
Because if they're so used to sleeping with the parents until the time they already have this may malay na sila, no? It's very hard for you to push them to the room.
That's true. Well, I know of some parents that they actually use it as a technique to be able to get into a mode of being able to have an intimate discussions. When you're really cozy and comfortable, you can talk about more intimate things. Like then they start opening up, and then
Yeah, we still
You can do that without,
We still do that.
without not in the lying position. Maybe
No, even we still do that. We all stay in the bed,
In the
whoever
couch.
fits
Yeah.
different positions in our
Basta-
bed. And then after talking, when it's time to sleep, they
They
get
go to
up.
their rooms.
Yes,
They go to their
they go
rooms.
to their rooms.
right. Okay.
So after the family time, it's husband and wife.
I think that's the more practical benefit, right?
It's a necessary benefit.
No, they have to respect. The children
It's a
have to.
necessary benefit.
The children have to learn from the onset to respect the time of the parents.
Yes.
Because I know a lot of couples who are complaining that they can't find time
Anymore because the children are there.
Yeah, because the child is always and some children want to be in the center.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because they say,
They're
"I don't
used to
want-"
it.
Oh, but they say that's the natural family planning, though. We're not talking about that here.
Okay, can you give one more example? Benefit.
Children having tantrums in groceries.
Okay.
So we were fortunate enough because when we started with EduChild, our child was only like 5 or 6 years old.
Yeah.
So somehow we got some techniques from EduChild that before you go to the grocery, you have to talk to your children or your child.
Okay.
Because they have the tendency to want this, want that, want this, want
Right,
that, right?
right.
So before you go there, you talk to them. We will allow you to get one item only. You better think of what item you want. And then when she decides, when we go inside now, she looks for that, she's happy with it already. She knows she can only get one.
One.
Because if you don't talk to her or him, the moment she goes there, there's lots of things she wants to get.
Yes.
And then there's no prearranged agreement. So she wants to get whatever she wants. That's the conflict there.
And in that exercise, you're actually building virtue already, right?
Yes.
Even decision making.
Self-control.
And you can even put a price.
You can-
Like
yeah,
when my
you can
son
put a
was still
price.
like 5 or 6 years
And you mean
old.
to say you let them shop for discounts or
No,
compare prices?
we tell them only like
Yes,
you can
sort
only
of.
you can only get something
25 pesos.
with 2 digits and a decimal and 2 digits. So he looks for an item that's less than 100.
Okay,
Yeah, that's
that's
it.
right.
So
that's
Yeah.
right.
at 5 years old, he doesn't know yet the actual figures.
And then when he knows the numbers, he looks at the price. 75 pesos. Initially,
starts-
is this okay? They will say, no, that's too expensive. Oh, 75 is expensive. So 25 pesos, that's fine. So the next time we go to the grocery, 50 pesos, not this expensive. So he limits himself to 25 pesos. Something like
So
that.
there's a sense of value.
Yes.
already.
Mhm, there's
You
a
start
sense of value.
appreciating the value of products and things.
Even until now, 2 of my children are college students already, and they still like to come with us to grocery. And they know that they
Just
allowed
one.
one treat.
One treat
One
per
treat.
grocery.
So my treat for today, Dad, is but it's more expensive. It's more than 100. Is that fine? Oh, it's okay. Until now, they've gotten so
Right,
used to
sweet.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm sure they're gonna pass on that tradition to
But
their children.
that's the
Well,
That's the idea,
that's
right?
the
It's
idea.
the
Yeah.
idea, yeah.
Okay, so in EduChild, you start building the right. If I'm getting it correctly from you, you instill in them the right patterns of behavior. And hopefully, it becomes a habit,
Yeah.
and that habit will turn into a
Virtue.
virtue.
The nice thing with that is when this attitude is shown to friends or other families, somehow it's something that is worth mimicking or following. So it's not just us as teaching; even our children are also teaching other people. They're
Unknowingly,
Yeah.
right?
By example,
Yes,
the best.
By example.
The best teacher.
The best is by example.
yeah.
But consciously, how do you market it?
Which one? The courses?
Consciously.
Yeah, I mean consciously. I mean like, of course, there's a formal way of marketing it, like the commercial,
Which we don't do, really.
Proper. You don't do.
We don't advertise. We don't. It's basically the
Word of mouth.
word of mouth from graduates who talk about the course to their friends.
Because it's kind of hard for me to convince you to join EduChild if I cannot describe it myself,
Yes.
my experience.
Or I cannot see it in the
Meaning
children,
practicing
Yes,
it.
in their
husband and
children.
wife, and the relationship between husband and wife and the children.
It's even more difficult with us facilitators of every child because we cannot somehow relax on our parenting because
You're
we're
the
the
model.
ones. Yeah.
Big heavy burden.
And it's actually what the actors also have as a problem, right? Whether they like it or not, they are models, right?
Yes,
people look up to
exactly.
them.
That's true. That's true.
So
How can you-
it's the same dilemma.
How can you be talking about good parenting when you yourself
Oh,
you're not applying it?
but you're enjoying the benefits, right?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yes.
But
yes.
mind you, even if we're the ones conducting, facilitating the child courses, we don't claim to be perfect or the best
It's
parents.
hard.
We're what you call
Parenting is
struggling
difficult.
parents.
Very difficult.
Struggling to be
It's
somehow.
nice to hear that because a lot of people will probably have expectations, right? Because you're the
Yes.
bosses, you're the guys up there with the most number of experience, you're the one giving the lecture, so you should have the perfect children, right? That's
That's
that
the
is
general
dilemma, right?
Yes, that's the dilemma. And there are graduates of EduChild who have children who have gone astray. But people have the tendency, oh, nag-EduChild pa naman sila. no?"
Right.
And
Yeah.
So how do you explain those things? People should not forget that there's freedom. A very big gift, no? A very big gift and responsibility. When the children get older, they exercise their freedom more. But I always pray that when the time comes and the wise use of freedom has not been exercised, with the very, very deeply rooted virtues that hopefully our children, all the children will be able to develop, they go back to the right path. They go back.
I like that that sharing that you just gave, because I remember very clearly an anecdote from people who have been exposed to EduChild, or at least most of them actually go to paraf schools, right?
Many.
And then the anecdote goes this way: the difference. So they're in school, college already, right? So they've been they had some formation, they had some education from the parents, who attended EduChild courses or went to paraf schools. And when they go to college, the anecdote from the people in that school would say, especially the priests, they would say, the difference between the children who have been exposed to EduChild and those children who have not, is that when these children, when they go astray, the ones who were exposed to EduChild know how to get back. I don't know if I said it right? or those who weren't didn't even know the difference, and they didn't even know that they were in
Yeah, at first.
they were in error, and
Yeah.
they don't know how to get back. Like maybe the priest was saying, once they realize the freedom that they exercise, and once they realize that they made an error, and they go back to confession. That's one of the first things that they do, go back to confession. And then they start all over again. Allow me to take this short break, because in the next and final segment, we will be talking about how EduChild will be able to help form the character not only of family but also of society as a whole. So let's talk about that in the last segment. Stay with us. We'll be back after this short break.